Update. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my fiancé's ex to our wedding? Original post. I, female 26, have been with Henry, male 36, almost 37, for 5 years. We are engaged and currently planning our wedding. A little background. Henry is the youngest child and his mother really wanted a girl. Because of this, Henry grew up feeling despised by his mom, who openly says hurtful things, like how he was a disappointment from the start or how she never got the daughter she wanted. Despite this, instead of going no contact with her, Henry has been trying very hard to win her love. Henry had a long-term ex, female 32, who is very close with his mother. She became the daughter his mother always wanted. However, his ex cheated on him with a coworker and left him. After 2 years, Henry and I met. Eventually, the ex wanted to get back together with him, but he said no and blocked her. Despite this, she and his mother remain best friends. His mother still invites her to family functions, and my fiancé and I just ignore her. His mother doesn't like me and believes I'm the reason she can't have her preferred daughter-in-law. My fiancé has explained many times that he would rather stay single forever than get back with his ex. So, even if I didn't exist, he wouldn't be with her. Yesterday, my mother-in-law asked how many guests she could invite to our wedding. I told her that since my parents could invite 8 to 10 people, she could do the same. She thanked me, but an hour later, she smiled and said, "Well, we have one yes already," referring to my fiancé's ex. I told her that was very inappropriate, since we aren't friends with her. She responded by saying that it's her guest list and none of my business. Then she said I'm insecure because the ex is the whole package and that I'm just a rebound girl. Henry told his mom to stop and ask her to leave. Once she left, he asked if I could be the bigger person and let her have this, as he really wants his mom to be at the wedding. He suggested that if inviting his ex would keep his mom quiet, we should just ignore her. Am I the a-hole for not wanting her there? P.S. We are mostly paying for the wedding ourselves, with some help from my dad. Mother-in-law hasn't contributed. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. I mean, you could go a couple of ways with this. 1. Disinvite mother-in-law and her entire guest list. 2. Ask fiancé to get a spine because no way are you having his cheating ex at your wedding. 3. Let ex come to the wedding but thank her during her speech for cheating on your now husband, because without her being a cheating whore, you would have never met your husband. I would choose 3, but I'm a petty a-hole. Not a-hole. There's 0 chances of him doing 1 or 2, so I either have to cancel the wedding or choose option 3. Not a-hole. Your fiancé is a big a-hole. If you marry him, this will be your future, unless he grows a set. You will be third after his mom and the ex. Is this how you want to live? I suggested therapy regarding his relationship with his mother. He thinks we just have to accept her the way she is. Oh dear girl, please don't marry him. What happens when y'all have kids if that's the plan? She likely won't like them, and if they are boys, she will treat them just as horrible as her own son. Are you going to allow it? Seriously, don't get married. Or at least pause the wedding until you both are on the same page about handling his mom. I just texted him that we need to have a talk when you get home. I'm going to cancel the wedding at this point. I'll post an update after my talk with him tonight. Now for the first update. Thank you so much for the comments and DMs. I had a calm talk with Henry and explained how I feel disrespected by his mom's words and actions. While I can't control who she associates with, it is very disrespectful that she invites her ex to all the gatherings, and that the two of them constantly pick on me. Henry acknowledged this, but said that's just how his mom is. I told him that it's best we cancel the wedding at this point because I want our wedding day to be a happy, memorable occasion, not one filled with drama and stress. I added that his mom is going to ruin this day, and that he's just going to accept it as usual, which I can't tolerate. I told him I won't marry him until he set some boundaries with his mother. This situation is ridiculous. Henry went on about how he can't cut his mom out of his life because she sacrificed so much raising him and his brother as a single mom. But he admitted he doesn't know how to handle her either. I told him I can't make that decision for him, but I'm going no contact with his mom. I suggested that maybe therapy could help him realize how abusive and toxic his relationship with his family is and help him decide what to do with his life. I also said I won't attend any more gatherings. He went quiet for a while. Then he called his mom on speakerphone to tell her that the wedding was canceled. She went on, saying he finally did the right thing by dumping that whiny witch, calling me insecure and controlling and saying it was a miserable relationship. Henry kept interrupting her, saying, "Mom, stop." But she didn't care. In the end, he told her, "Mom, we are not breaking up. She's here and heard everything." She canceled it, not me, because you kept disrespecting her. His mom screamed, "That manipulative little witch set me up," and started ranting again. Henry then told her that he needs some time to think, and it's best if she gives him some space, then hung up. He's spending today helping his brother with some renovations and I'm home alone. Hopefully, my next update will be less depressing. Wow, sounds like things got intense between you and Henry's mom. I'm glad you stood up for yourself and that Henry supported your decision to cancel the wedding. Remember, prioritizing your own happiness and well-being should always be a top priority in any relationship, even if it means taking a hard stance. It's clear that Henry still loves his mom deeply, but it's important for him to learn to set healthy boundaries and work through his feelings, without resorting to verbal abuse towards you. Keep us updated on how things unfold. Take care and stay strong. He needs to figure it out. He needs to grow a spine. Holy crap. If that outburst couldn't solidify how awful his mother really is, nothing ever will. I will never understand why some sons think they need to pay their single mothers back for their sacrifices and personal happiness. Raising our children is why we have children. When we do it right, it's not a sacrifice. It's a privilege and a pleasure. Some single mothers raise their children as an extension of themselves, or become emotionally incestuous towards their sons. As a result of this toxic relationship, the child grows up reliant on the mother and feel like they can't escape. It's the same case with how many people go back to their abusive partner. Over time, it becomes the only thing they know, and their brain becomes addicted to it sadly. I'm glad you stood your ground. This is no way to begin a marriage. You're already miserable, so just imagine how much worse things would have gotten if you proceeded with a wedding. Anyway, I truly do hope Henry seeks therapy. It's clear that he has a lot to unpack, and you are not the person to do that for him. I commend you for recognizing that and expressing it to him. I wish you both the best. I don't want to make him to go no contact with her. If I make the decision for him, he will resent me. Hopefully he comes up with a solution or we have to go separate ways. Sigh. The minute his mother spoke like that about the woman he loves and he didn't say, "F off, Mom, we're done here, and I've had it with you. Until you can behave differently towards my future wife, you and I are done." But he didn't. He doesn't need time to think. He needs time to man up. I don't think he's going to part ways with his mom for you, or any woman, ever. You are talking about a man who never raises his voice or swears. Lol. When he gets really upset, he just stays quiet. I'm the firecracker in our relationship, and joke that his mom broke him because he was not allowed to show frustrations or anger, or any emotions. He usually stays quiet, then eventually starts talking. I'm waiting to see what he has to say eventually. Now for the second update. It's 6 a.m. and I've been crying all night. He broke up with me. He ignored all my texts yesterday, and it was late when I finally texted his brother to ask if he was okay. His brother said, yeah, he left 2 hours ago to give his ex a ride, and then come home. I asked, his ex was there? But he didn't reply. When he finally came home, he told me to sit down because we needed to talk. He said, I've thought about our situation and I think we should end it. He said, today I hung out with my family, and even his mom and ex came over. They all told me that by me going no contact with his mom, it was going to be so awkward and that they'd be stuck in the middle. He said, when you weren't there today, I enjoyed my time with my family. There was no tension and I didn't have to worry about you being upset. I asked him, why did it take you 2 hours to drop off your ex? Did you sleep with her? He told me I was being ridiculous and that he was just talking to her. He accused me of being controlling and insecure and said I'm isolating him from his friends and family. I asked him again, so nothing happened? He danced around it, but eventually admitted we fooled around, but that's it. I told him I couldn't believe what a pathetic, weak man he is, letting his mom convince him to ruin everything, and next is getting a beat from his cheating ex. We ended up arguing and he went to sleep. I cried all night. Today I'm going to call my dad and ask if I can stay with him. When his cheating ex cheats on him again, he will get karma. You are on the winning end. You cut loose a cheating a-hole and his crappy family. Now it's time to find yourself a real partner. He will be stuck in the toxicity of his family and his ex. He will probably get back together with his ex, and she will inevitably cheat on him again. His mommy will continue to try and push them back together because she'd rather control her son and see him miserable than be accepting of any other partner. I know it hurts now, but in the long run, you will feel a sense of relief in not having to deal with his mom and his ex. Take time to heal from the trauma he and his family causes and go find your happiness. If he can do what he did today and just go to sleep like nothing happened, completely unfazed by the pain he's caused, then he's a cheating POS and not worth your time. You deserve so much better. I hate him so much. He had the audacity to make me the problem and calling me controlling, insecure, while he was out there fooling around with his mom's mini-me. I'm going to move soon anyways for my grad school. I never want to listen to his BS ever again. To be honest, he did you a favor. I know being cheated on sucks, but it gives you something to hate him for and move on from him. You don't need this crap. You have a great opportunity to start fresh for grad school, and you're still very young. So get through the hurt now and literally move on, because he isn't worth any of your brain power thinking about. OP, please go get tested. I definitely will do that. Next story. Am I the a-hole for canceling my fiancé's credit cards and throwing him out after discovering he was cheating on me with my best friend? I, 32 female, have been with my fiancé Jake, 34 male, for 5 years. We got engaged last year and I've been covering most of our expenses since I earn a lot more. I even added Jake to my credit cards to help him out. My best friend Emily, 31 female, and I have been close since college, and she's been like a sister to me. Jake and Emily got along well, and the three of us hung out often. But a few weeks ago, I noticed Jake acting weird. Being secretive with his phone, taking calls in another room, and constantly texting. I couldn't shake the feeling something was off. One night, while Jake was asleep, I checked his phone. What I found shattered me. Explicit messages between him and Emily, plans to meet behind my back, and even talks about a future together. I felt utterly betrayed by the two people I trusted most. The next day, while Jake was at work, I canceled all his credit cards, removed him from our joint account, packed up his stuff, changed the locks, and left a note telling him never to contact me again. When he found out, he blew up, accusing me of being cruel and vindictive. Emily hasn't said a word, but I've cut off all contact with her too. Now, I'm starting to wonder if I overreacted by going nuclear. So, am I the a-hole for cutting Jake off financially, kicking him out, and cutting off my best friend after finding out they were cheating on me? Now for the comments. You're definitely not the a-hole. Jake and Emily betrayed you in the worst way. Cutting him off financially, kicking him out, and ending the relationship were completely justified. You acted to protect yourself after their massive betrayal, and your response was appropriate given the circumstances. He is just upset because you will not be paying or helping him with anything. He wanted his cake and wanted to eat it too. It is very obvious because your best friend said nothing to you. Good luck. Sounds like you wanted OP's cake and to eat Emily's too. You did not overreact. They're vile and disgraceful. They would have gone no contact with you once he was in a position to leave you, probably after he squirreled away enough of your money to do so. She's not a friend. Honestly, the saying with friends like these who needs enemies is fitting. I suggest seeing a therapist because for you to question your actions tells me you need to build your self-respect and self-worth. Please don't look back and move on and up. Not the a-hole. Thank you. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother's fiancé the truth about why our family doesn't like her? So I, 28 female, have a younger brother, Mike, 26 male, who got engaged to his girlfriend, Rachel, 25 female, about 6 months ago. From the outside, Rachel seems like a nice enough person. She's polite, friendly, and gets along with most people. But here's the thing, our entire family cannot stand her, and it's not for the reasons you'd think. It all started when she met our family for the first time. My parents have a pretty quirky sense of humor and we all tease each other a lot. It's all in good fun. But Rachel took everything super seriously. She'd get offended at harmless jokes and would sulk whenever someone teased her, even in the slightest way. We thought maybe she just needed time to get used to us, but it only got worse. At every family gathering, she'd find a way to make everything about her. If someone talked about their job, she'd jump in with a story about how hard her work is. If we were sharing funny childhood stories, she'd cut in to talk about how tough her childhood was, even though we were just joking around. She even tried to change our traditional holiday plans because they didn't fit her vibe. The final straw came when she tried to improve my mom's cooking by adding her own spices to a dish at Thanksgiving. My mom's a great cook, and this did not go over well. Rachel acted like she was doing us a favor, but it was really just insulting. After months of this, Mike finally asked me why our family was being distant with Rachel. I was honest and told him that while we all try to like her, she's been stepping on everyone's toes since day one. I mentioned how she doesn't seem to respect our family's dynamic and how her behavior at family gatherings has been pretty off-putting. Well, Mike told Rachel everything I said, and she lost it. She called me crying, saying I've ruined her relationship with our family and that she doesn't feel welcome anymore. My brother is now furious with me, saying I should have just kept my mouth shut. My parents are staying out of it, but they don't disagree with what I said. Now, Rachel is demanding an apology, but I'm torn. I was just trying to be honest with my brother, but now I feel like I've caused a huge rift. Am I the a-hole for telling my brother the truth about why our family doesn't like his fiancé? Am I the a-hole? Nope, you're not the a-hole. You were honest with your brother when he directly asked why the family was being distant with Rachel. It's not like you went out of your way to bash her. You simply explained why her behavior has rubbed everyone the wrong way. Rachel's constant need to make everything about her, her sensitivity to harmless teasing, and that whole Thanksgiving cooking fiasco were legitimate reasons for the family's frustration. If she's upset, it's because she didn't want to hear the truth, not because you did something wrong. Your brother might be mad now, but he asked for honesty, and you gave it to him. So, not the a-hole. You were just trying to clear the air. I mean, the teasing can be hard to interpret what's friendly/normal level of a family's teasing when you are the outsider. So that, I would have advised not making her a target for the first while, but allow her to be exposed to the normal levels and see how she responded when she wasn't the target. You know, to gauge her tolerances. But everything else, she's kinda out of line. We didn't send the new family members into the murder basement for the first 6 months. He asked why you and your family didn't like her and then went and told her. That's on him. However, your reasons for not liking her are weak at best. Not everyone jokes around like you all clearly do, and in my opinion, the worst thing she did was change your mom's cooking. That would piss me off too. She sounds more like she was trying to fit in with telling stories like you all were. This is your brother's girlfriend, and the fact you all seem to have a problem with her is just going to push him away. You really want that? Who cares? Her brother sounds stupid.